Tune in Wednesdays at 1 o'clock for the Gains Conversation with Julian and Mia as they give you all the latest news and perspective from their point of view. Again, it's Julian and Mia with the Gains Conversation Wednesdays at 1 p.m. on Christian Warrior Radio.
Hello, I'm Julian Gaines.
And I'm Mia Gaines.
And this is the Gaines Conversation. How you doing, guys, today? We'll open up with a prayer real quick.
Yes.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for another beautiful day of your creation. Again, another day that you have made for us. Heavenly Father, I ask that you step out with us on this path that we're walking. Hold our hands and guide us on this right path.
Yes.
Because everything that you have planned is starting to come to pass, Lord. And I have said my yes for the last 3-4 years, and I'm saying yes again, Lord. And my wife is saying yes, and all our friends and family are saying yes to you, Lord. Yes, so I thank you for stepping out there with us and help us go through these days of our lives until you're ready to take us back home.
Yes.
In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. That was a beautiful, beautiful prayer.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Today we're talking about mental illness, depression. It's just running rapid, and we feel the need to touch bases upon them things as we see our family, friends, and relatives going through it. So we just thought that we might share a little bit of, because it's happening in our household too. So we would just like to just share, a little bit about what's going on. So, honey, I'm talking to you about mental illness and how it's taking a toll on your life.
Right.
I know you're dealing with death back to back, so tell us how it's affecting you.
Well, in so many ways, a lot of times I'm depressed. I got to catch myself from crying, and, trying to hold my emotions, not trying to, if I get angry, I try not to get angry at nobody else. So a lot of times I'm biting my tongue now. But it's not a good place to be in because I don't feel happy. And when I say that, it's like sometimes, I don't even watch television as much as I used to. I lay in the bed, play on my phone and stuff like that. And the thing that is really affecting me is because not only do I feel that I'm going through it because, family members passing away, but just basically I work in the public. So when I see people out here that are going through mental health issues and a lot of people is not, stepping up to the plate to try to help them out or either try to, steer them to the right place to go to where they need.
Right.
That's a big problem here today because we have a lot of people that's walking around here that are mentally challenged and nobody's trying to help. Exactly. And even if they are trying to help, they gave up on them. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing with people that are mentally challenged, they really don't know what they're doing or certain situations. Some of them do know up until that point. Right. But when they start going through the motions, some people black out.
But see, yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. But see, what we fail to realize is mental illness, depression comes from things that has happened to us, traumas. People losing their lives, family members getting killed, things in that sort. So, people just thinking that, you're dealing with schizophrenic and this, that, and other. It goes deeper than that. It goes into, my cousin, she going through a mental illness thing right now. But it's due to facts of, family members getting killed. And it's really, hitting her hard. I see it through you, when our family members die. You know what I'm saying? And it just don't take a toll on one person. It actually, touches a lot of people around you, regardless, because, you trying to be there for them, trying to, get them to understand that you're not in this by yourself. And sometimes they feel like they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's not true on some behalf, on some cases. It's not true that you're out there by yourself. In some cases, people are out there by themselves because won't nobody take the time to take the steps to try to help them, try to figure it out. And that's the problem. That's why it's a lot of it going around.
Yeah. And the best thing about the situation there are programs out there that can help people that are mentally challenged, but also help family members and friends too.
Right.
Like they can get you in classes where they can teach you how to manage and help these individuals like us. Because it's not only about people passing away, people lose their jobs, losing their homes, losing their families. I mean, some people, flip out if they lose a few dollars. I mean, not saying a few, but a lot of money is a lot of money. So this mental health, I'll put it like this. I look at mental health more sternly now than I did before COVID. Because before COVID happened, I used to always try to step out of my way of helping somebody that's mentally challenged. If I see somebody standing in the bus stop, if it's too cold outside, I give a ride to the window mirror.
Right.
I at some time, my brother used to tell me that you're risking your life doing that because you don't know what's on the person's mind. My thing is this: I'm a man of God. I believe that if Jesus was on earth driving like we're doing right now, he would probably do the same thing. He did it in his days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So anybody that has mental health challenges, it's hard to come forward about it because a lot of people are embarrassed about it. Some people are embarrassed of their family members about it. But at the same time, they need the help. We all need the help. And the reason why I say COVID, because COVID has given everyone on this planet some type of mental issue.
Yeah.
Whether it was fear of dying. Whether it was the fear of dying. I'm tired of watching how many people that, on the news, seeing the ice trucks coming out and stuff like that. Like, for 2 years, the world felt the same thing. No matter what color you was, how rich you was, how poor you was, no matter what, the whole planet has suffered from that. And I feel that no matter whether people want to admit it or not, most of us are need mental health from the situation, with COVID and far and beyond.
Right.
The thing is allowing yourself to get that help.
Right.
Because a lot of people out here, they know their condition. Some of them don't want to take their medication. And I don't want to badger them for that either, because sometimes the medication you don't feel right. What?
And then that's another thing, because some of the medication is probably too strong for them, or not strong enough, and if they're voicing that to you, pay attention. Because that was one of the things that we went through too. Medicine was too strong. And now she's on the right medicine and everything, and doing great, doing excellent. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of her. She's doing everything she can, to get the help that she needs. We're there for her, backing her up 100%. We have people that helps us, make sure, she's getting what she needs. Also, I will tell y'all too that there are shots that, if they don't want to take the medicine or if they don't want to take the pills or something, there are shots that you can ask for them that helps them every 3 months. But you have to talk to the doctor and the physician about it. But they do give out shots that last for up to every 3 months. If they can't remember to take their medicine, or they forget to take their medicine, or just don't, feel like that medicine is not doing them justice, there is shots out there for them to take. Just ask the physician about it. Another thing is, when you, because sometimes even with me, losing a parent, can also take a toll on you. Whether you know or not, could be years and years and years. And sometimes, it be certain times of the year that it might hit you harder than others. So, kind of like pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Because if people start saying little stuff, going back in the day a lot, thinking about a lot of stuff that happened, that could be triggers from them starting to go into their depression, starting to go into dementia, or, because that's another sign of mental illness, dementia, and it starts from being depressed, because you're starting to shut down. With that depression, you shut down.
Yeah, you don't have
and you don't really want to talk to nobody, and or you feeling like you said, like you said, alone. Like you can't talk to nobody because you feel like everybody gonna feel like you crazy, and that don't even be the situation. It's not that you're crazy. It's just that you need help trying to figure it out.
Right. My situation, I just not only need help trying to figure out, but I need help with the situation because I know I'm depressed. I know I have, slight paranoia because I'm kind of scared of things now. I believe it's just I just need the proper help. As far as getting counseling and because I do a lot of reading now. I read up on a lot of things that I feel that I'm going through. I'm checking symptoms out, stuff like that. But
Right.
when it comes to somebody outside of me, I feel that it's easier for a person to ask for help than to receive it. Because when you ask for help, that's the first step that you're making. There's programs out here. Like, for example, there's a lady that I work with, deals with my grievance and loss now. It's called the STEP program. Her name is Carolyn Williams. Now, what she does is she basically gives you phone calls, make sure you're good. She takes you to your appointments if you need to go every now and then. If you may, if you're catching the bus somewhere, she might, be able to take you where you need to go because she may be going on that way. But this lady does a great job. She told me all about housing, jobs, placements, food banks, and mental health situations. And the best thing that I like about her is she's a listener. She sits and she listens. She doesn't really give advice, but she points you in the right direction. Right. If you need some type of help, if she knows somebody that deals with a certain field or that's hiring for jobs or housing and stuff like that, this is something that she specializes in. Right. This is the company that she works for. Right. So there are companies out there that can help people with mentally challenged, that can help them. It's just they got to want the help. And sometimes when a person doesn't know what they're going through, that is the hardest person to ask for help because they're still in a stupor. When I feel depressed, not only do I feel alone, I prefer to be alone because I want whatever I'm dealing with, I got to learn it. I want to get it out of my system, but I got to want to know how to talk about it. I can't sit here and say that I'm angry about something and I can't really describe why I'm angry. I can't sit here and say the same thing about being sad. So when we talk about mental health, we're talking about a person whose mind is going 100,000%. And there's so much going through your head that your head is spinning. Yeah. So when you always in a confused state, the first thing you're going to feel is fear. Right. But when you're looking at how people treat you in your past, you used to get teased when you was growing up. You don't want to ask this person for help. Or people used to talk down on you when you asked for help, borrowing money and stuff like that. So it goes far and beyond just the individual. It's with the family too. Friends also, because, people have other ways of communicating.
And not to mention, people start treating you funny, different.
Yeah.
Scared to be around you. And only thing you got to do is, ask them, what can I do to help? Mm-hmm. And if it's something that you can't do, well, is there anything that I could do to get the help for you? You know? Mm-hmm.
I'm always up for, especially dealing with, situations like what we're talking about today.
Right.
And we both have it in our individual podcasts that we may have it going out, later on in the future. Right. But mental health is one of the main things I've always wanted to work with and work on because it's a lot going on out here. And it really is a challenge. Right. I'm talking about it's a big challenge dealing with kids all the way up to adults. And I've been through the ringer on both ends. I've dealt with kids when I worked in the juvenile system. I worked with kids here in Euclid when I deal with the basketball team. Exactly. And then when I'm dealing with the public, that's where it's challenging at because I don't know them. Right. When they pull in, they get an e-check. All they asking for is an e-check. Right. Some of them come in there with an attitude. Me individually, as a person myself, my job is to make sure somebody get a smile when they leave that building. Exactly. Because my job is to help you. My job is not to badger you because, for one, e-check is free. Right. So you can't badger nobody for something that's free. Right. For two. And then for two, it's just something that you just got to deal with when you're dealing with the public. Our main focus be a person's attitude coming in. All right. I pay attention to the passenger because I could talk to the driver. Right. 9 times out of 10, when I talk to the driver, we're in cahoots. Right. I'm asking them, what's your miles, stuff like that. Right. The passengers who I pay attention to because sometimes they don't speak. And I try to speak to everyone that sits in the car.
Right.
But if a passenger don't speak back to me, I don't get offended.
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, the driver's gonna tell me, oh, he or she's mad, or they're deaf, whatever it is. But that helps my mental health every day when I go to work.
Right.
And I understand sometimes I don't want to go to work. Sometimes I don't want to deal with the public. But that helps me because if I can make another person feel good, it makes me feel good.
Right.
So, like I said, it's different categories. It's just the help that people give. I can't say nothing about people that give up because some people has been through things, and some people that are mentally challenged will get physical with you, and they strong.
Yes, they are.
So I commend everybody that's in this field helping people like myself and other people that are out there because we really need the help. We definitely need the help. So
and
I mean,
a lot of the prayers,
Yeah, a lot of prayers. I mean, sometimes just a phone call or a text. How you doing today? That can make a person's day.
I was just gonna say, how is your day going today?
Well, it's going all right. Went to the dentist's office earlier. Got cold, but it's all right.
That was for Kenya.
Yeah, it's all right.
Kenya had to go to the dentist today to get her mouth work done.
I woke up this morning and I felt good. For a month, I really felt good today. Like I woke up, I've been having dreams, talking with my parents, all my loved ones that I've lost, and I just woke up today, and God just put on my heart. He said, "Man, it's time for you to feel good. You're still in mourning, but there's nothing wrong with feeling good." Okay. And I woke up with a smile on my face, and I get up. It seems like I get up early in the morning when I pray, but it helps me out a whole lot because, like I said, I don't like being in the position that I was in as far as being depressed and stuff like that. I really don't like that. Right. But at the same time, it's an emotion that you have to deal with as an individual. And I always have God's help. But when I woke up today, I felt immaculate.
That's good.
Yeah. So
you was up for a long time. You was up for a long time.
Yeah, I was up since 2 o'clock this morning. I went to bed early yesterday. So that's my excuse. I went to bed around 7.
Yeah.
But
work.
But I always try to keep my mind occupied. I try to keep myself reading something. I try to keep myself in conversations with other people. I try to keep myself in things that I'm interested in. Music, I write movies, I'm writing plays, stuff like that. So I try to, that's my other way of helping myself out with my mental health issues. Is just keeping myself occupied, trying to, not saying not think about it, but just step away from it for a little while, because when you sit and fester, that's when it gets worse.
Exactly.
That's when the challenge kick in.
Yep.
That's when your mind is,
it's going.
I understand what they mean by our mind is a terrible thing to waste. I understand that now. So,
but I do understand. Trust me when I say, like right before we was about to get married, I had like a small mental breakdown. Because I miss my mom, my grandmother. I wish all of them was here to, see it. I know they was with us in spirit and everything, but it's not the same as having them right there. Which you know what I'm saying? And it's just like when you grow up, that's just like raising a kid. When you grow up, when you watch that kid grow up, and then something happened to them, and they're not never coming back. Wow. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And to see my cousins, pass on, not just die, but get killed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That would take a toll on me too, if I was their parent or their guardian, or you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot to have to deal with.
And the thing about that is, the person that pulled the triggers have mental health issues. That's the thing. See, a lot of people don't look at it like I look at it. When you take a life, not only did you just take that life, you took your own life. Because prison is a form of death also in our world, in the physical world. You're away from your family. Yeah, they know where you're at. Right. But they can't see you like they want to. Right. They can't come and, you can't come and go as you please. Right. They got to keep putting money in your books. You will be you'll be a bigger bill of that house than the bills you already have. Because the phone calls cost money. You got to give them money to survive in there. Right. They got to do something to keep themselves going, stuff like that. So when you think of prison, to me, and I hate to say it like this, but that's a form of death in this world because, again, your family members took it away from you. Exactly. Some of us not going to ever see the streets again. So when you pull that trigger, man, it's lives destroyed. Our children are seeing this stuff.
Right.
Our children are, like I said, mentally challenged. They growing up seeing this stuff.
Right.
It's
And they got a lot on their minds too.
they got a whole lot on their mind.
You know, and they got to deal with, they got to deal with all these different kind of groups coming out, and whether you gonna be in this group, that group, LBG, and all them different groups now that they have
See,
to.
like the groups now are gangs. You got Blue Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, everybody's a gang now. That's what it seems like, because when people express their opinions about certain things, the main thing that we all try our best not to do is to put nobody in a position where they feel offended.
Right.
But the ones that feel offended, the backlash is crazy.
Right.
They'll talk about you because of your height, talk about you because of your weight, because you ain't got enough hair, because you got too much. Like, they talk about things that we used to glorify.
Right.
I used to glorify people who tell me I'm too short to do something until I get on the basketball court. Or somebody tell me I'm too fat to do something until I jump in that swimming pool and swim like Mike Phelps. So I used to glorify it. I mean, I grew up. When people teased me, I reversed it. I used to glorify it. But a lot of people can't do that.
Right.
It's not easy. Trust and believe. It took me some time to do so. It's not easy, but it's a lot. I'm glad that we talk about this subject, because this is something a lot of people need to talk about. This is something that we all need to get together on sometime, if we can, and react to.
Yeah.
Try to show people that are mentally challenged that they're not left out, that they're not alone. Let them know that we're here to help them. And also like and share this page if you would like to. And also, we got our donations. We got our Cash App going across for donations if you'd like to donate to us, which is no problem. But the thing is, we want to stick on mental health issues as much as we can, because there's a lot of people out there that need, not only us need their help, but they need our help. So
exactly, and it's not just for one thing. You could just mental illness. It happens, like I said, due to something that happened in your life. You know what I'm saying? Traumas, things in that sort. And I learned these things because, watching certain stuff on TV, the news talk about mental illness every day. And they bring a lot of the stuff out, like how it comes about, losing a job, or even how about having a job and not having enough money to pay your bills, your rent, your lights. That could send you to a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? That could mess with your mind. You're thinking, I'm doing all I can, and I can't even hold on to what I do have.
Right. And that's almost less than living paycheck
Ooh,
to paycheck.
Jesus.
One paycheck gonna do it, but the other one won't. So it's
a lot.
a challenge. It's a lot. But like I said, the reason why we're all here talking about this now, because we all need help. We all need this help.
And I definitely went through it. I went through that some years back when I tried to commit suicide. And, God told me, you shall live and not die. And that's what I'm doing. I'm living right now. And like I said, I tell anybody, I thank God for sending me those angels, the shorts. Because without them, he didn't have to come back. All right. But I thank God that y'all came back to check on me and gave me a good church home that I walked past several times. But I'm there now, and I thank God for them.
And they married us.
And they
married us. And if y'all watch, we do have our wedding online. I still gotta do some tweaking to get it together. But if y'all watch that wedding, I think it'd be the most funniest wedding you ever watched, because he really put it out there. And we had fun. I mean, we both was nervous. I seen my wife in them holy matrimony, but the wedding was funny. And thank you again, Elder Shorts, for marrying us and giving us that great time that we needed. But we got testimonial time, don't we? Let's skip that. You want to do that? This is the thing. Look, I'm gonna let y'all know now. Usually, she always got something to say. So if we get a pause out of her, trust and believe, pause it, and then what they call it, to the flash it to us on our page as soon as she paused.
It's the end of our show, you all. And yes, I got a new job. God blessed me with a job. I'm now a Burlington worker. So, you
Why
know.
don't you tell them that? What somebody looking for you? You know we just talked about, right?
Pray us out. He's gonna pray us out now, y'all, and we have to get ready to go.
That's how she got it. She said, "Pray us out." Thank you again, Heavenly Father, for this beautiful podcast that you set up for us as we continue to do your will, to continue to talk to people and to continue to help them in our world and in the world that you have for us. I thank you every day, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. Thank you for that.
And like we always say, what you learn today, you can teach tomorrow. Have a good
Have a
day.
great day.
Tune in Wednesdays at 1 o'clock for the Gains Conversation with Julian and Mia as they give you all the latest news and perspective from their point of view. Again, it's Julian and Mia with the Gains Conversation Wednesdays at 1 p.m. on Christian Warrior Radio.
Like everyone, he still want to go, oh man, I forgot.
Yeah.
Crazy people.
So, we're all done.